Welcome to the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. My name is Rita Perez. Hello. I've been a travel advisor for over 10 years and am navigating this winding road of entrepreneurship with you. I created this podcast because I wanted to share all the things I've learned from leaders both in and out of our industry that I really wish I would have known way back then. But alas, the important thing is I'm aware of them now, and I want you to be too. Ready for this week's show? Let's jump in. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. This is Rita, your jack of all trades, really. I am coming at you with my first ever solo episode on the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. Can you believe it? I wanted to use this as kind of a reintroduction to me and some of the things that I can offer to assist in your business. So bear with me just a little bit. If you did not know, I own Take the Helm, and Take the Helm is a virtual business solutions company. And in short, if you are needing any sort of services to help support your businesses, that is what I can help with. And some of my favorite projects to work on really have to do with content. So I'm currently working on an offering. It will go beta for the first 10 people who are interested, but I know that you know how important content is. And content is just one of those things too that a lot of us really don't have the time to do. Like, we are in the thick of things, especially since travel is starting to pick up and rebound right now. We are creating dreams and making those plans for our clients. So creating content probably is not at the forefront of the game, but it still should be. And the reason that it should be is that even though you're taking care of current clients, there are other clients that are possibly or probably not working with you right in this moment, but they're still stalking you on social media or waiting to get some sort of message from you in the mail or from your blog or in your or in their email. We have to meet all of our clients at the different stages where they are. Are they brand new to us, so they're trying to stalk us to make sure that we're the right fit? Have they used us before and they're really needing some tips on a new destination that they've been dreaming of? Are you currently working with them and they need to know what all the COVID guidelines are for the area that they're going to be visiting upcoming soon? All these different stages are very important and they shouldn't be ignored. To think of it like that, if you're not constantly up with your content online, you are ignoring potential clients and you are ignoring possibly clients who really like using your service but aren't sure if you're still running your business because nothing has been updated since the last whenever you have updated. So let's go ahead and go over what the definition of content is. And I went over to good old Wikipedia, and content is, in publishing, art, and communication, content is the information and experiences that are directed toward an end user or audience. Content is something that is to be expressed through some medium as speech, writing, or any of various arts. I would say that this podcast is content because I could also double up and put a transcript up as a blog post. I could put this audio recording into a video that goes up on YouTube. Can you see all the ways that you can even start repurposing your content? I have a weekly email article that I send out to my travel business clients that also gets uploaded to a blog and later gets uploaded as a LinkedIn article. It's the same article, and I highly doubt that the same people are going to each of those three places to figure out what's going on in my world. But that touches different audiences, and it also shows that wherever you're going to look, I am keeping updated and I'm keeping fresh on whatever is going on. And you can kind of tell that, yeah, I am still in business. So content is really anything that you create in order to educate, engage, or entertain your audience. I guess for business purposes, that's the best way to put it. And a lot of the content that I'm really personally great at putting together is written content. And I don't know if that's just because I went through like rigorous writing skills when I was a young child in Catholic school, or if it was just me being a better speaker through written word than I am through verbal word. But I really like fluffing up and juicifying content. I don't know if you saw my last post on Instagram or on Facebook where I gave you 3 different imagine sequences that could be utilized in your content instead of the standard, I help make travel less stressful, which I think almost every travel advisor has used at some point, or on the travel supplier end. It could be this, I make travel to Costa Rica less stressful. Everybody can kind of use that, but what does that mean? What does that mean, and how does that help me? And really, your client can't get into the picture unless you're putting them in the picture, which has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their anticipation of that special sparkly feeling that they are going to get on the trip that you have planned for them. And that feeling is the key, really, to unlocking so much potential. That feeling is the driving force. Imagine what did I write? Imagine standing on the cliffs of Moher with windswept hair in the arms of your partner without a care in the world. How romantic did that just sound to you? Versus, I help make travel to the cliffs of Moher memorable. Which one would you rather pick if you saw a magazine article? Which travel advisor are you going to pick? The one with the memorable ad or the one with the windswept hair ad? I know which one I want to go with. And that's like, it's an instinct, really. Because really, what does memorable mean? But I just created a memory by utilizing windswept hair, not a care in the world, in the arms of my partner. Those visualizations is what our people need. And maybe you're really great at selling that, but you may not be great at communicating that in your content. And that is what your content is probably missing. Now, content is available in all sorts of forms. And I know I am famous for being like the anti-social media, anti-email list, even though I do love those formats. I just think people need to broaden their horizons and not focus solely on those 2 things. There are other different components. If email lists and social media is working for you, then you go ahead and do that. Like, you need to do whatever is working for you. If it is not working or has not been working for you, then yeah, you should probably try other means. So I do a weekly email. Weekly email can seem daunting. Just start off with a monthly email at least to get on the road to being in constant communication with your people. Something that I have incorporated, another content piece, is a cruise of the month to help my people dream again. And that's a postcard that gets that gets mailed to them every month at the beginning of the month. So this month, I actually had the cruise of the month as the Mediterranean. And that is headed to their inbox right now. And that's their actual inbox, not their online inbox. So I wanted to create that offline experience that, yes, I'm still communicating with you on all sorts of different forms through the interwebs, but I don't know, I just feel like it might be a little bit more personable And something that not many other travel advisors are going to do. I mean, who do you know that's doing a monthly postcard to their travel list? I don't know. And something that is branded to my business, it's not branded to a supplier's business. Double win there. I also have a blog, and that is partly to help build my SEO on my website. So that Google, of course, can have all those keywords to look about. And when it's reading different words on websites, because I have a blog that's constantly being updated, it has this bank of keywords, and it knows even more keywords of keywords, kind of like specific things that I always put in is cruise retreat, business retreat, corporate retreat, because that's my specialty. So when somebody is Googling that, how SEO works is that as soon as they search for something like cruise retreat, my website should be popping up if everything is working correctly. And the more words that your business has out there and the more keywords that you're utilizing, the more you're going to pop up in those Google searches. So that's another area for content. So I've talked about email list, blog, talked about direct mail, social media. Something that I love that I don't think gets too much recognition is the hashtags that we use in social media. I love using Instagram as a search engine by hashtags. One of the ways that I found, or the way that I found my branding photographer, is that I used hashtag brand photographer in the Instagram search bar and look for the photographers that popped up there. And there were awesome candidates that popped up. I have been thinking about doing a shoot in New Hampshire when I was visiting one of my friends last year. So what did I do? Same thing, New Hampshire brand photographer. And that's how things pop up. So I guess that's another hidden hint for you. If you are not using your city travel advisor or your state travel advisor, you need to be using those in your hashtag so that people can start figuring out where you are, especially if they're looking in their local community. So I use Orlando Travel Advisor and Florida Travel Advisor. And I still go with the old titles as well. So Travel Agent, I do that as well. If you've seen in my own virtual assistant hashtags, I have Orlando Virtual Assistant or Travel Advisor Virtual Assistant. You could do it as Corporate Travel Agent or Hawaii Travel Agent or Destination Wedding Travel Agent, because people are using these hashtags to search for service providers. So if you're not using exactly what your niche is or exactly the location of where you're at is, or the exact locations of places that you love to plan for, you are missing out. Because yes, the posts are really nice to have, or the videos are really nice to have, and the captions can also help with SEO. But really, it's those hashtags and how people are finding you. So I think that runs the gamut of a lot of different content and how you can utilize it in your travel businesses. Content is something that clearly I love talking about, and I also love helping with. So if you're interested in getting a refresh in your content, please go ahead and shoot me a message so that you can be on my list for the beta launch of one of my newest service offerings that is coming out soon. I'm just squaring away a couple of the things. It's going to be done in a day. So ugly content one day, beautiful content the next day. We're going to update your bios, update some web copy, get you some templates set up and welcome sequence. It's just chock full of tons of information. This is for the travel advisor or travel entrepreneur who would love to do a rebrand, but it's just not in finances. It's not in the scheduling. The timing is off right now. It is, you know that you need to make some sort of change because it's been a long time since you made any changes, but you just don't have the time to do the change. Let me go ahead and do the change for you, and let me do it in a day so you don't have to worry too much longer about that nagging, because I know it's a nagging feeling, like I know I gotta do this, but I don't want to do it. One, because I hate doing that kind of stuff, or two, I don't have the time to do it, or I don't have the finances to pay somebody for it, or I'm not in the frame of mind to do a whole rebrand right now. Let me help you guys out. So if any of this has resonated with you, please give me a shout out on social media, share this episode, and I can't wait to see you next week. Alrighty, have a great one. Thanks for joining me on the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. Please subscribe and leave a show a rating on your favorite podcast platform. Oh, and don't forget to take a look at the show notes for important information and links. See you next week.